is Hillary, the marketing mom. Just putting my phone here on vibrate so that we don't get disturbed. And it just wouldn't do it. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hillary. I'm the marketing mom. I'm a social media manager, digital marketing strategist. I'm a business coach and trainer. Before I get started, I just want to say, for those who you either have family or friends or relatives have been watching the news very carefully, because we have a lot of family in Florida. And as you know, Uma has just gone through parts of the Caribbean here. Thankfully, my sister in Dominica was not hit very badly. But our sister isles of Antigua and Barbuda pretty much got a really hard hit. And then we're looking at images of Puerto Rico. So we want to keep them in our prayers. This is a live video, I just want to keep them in our prayers, and especially those who are now bracing for Irma. Just got off watching a news conference that the governor of Florida is putting out, and he's really recommending that Florida residents, regardless of where you are, prepare to evacuate. So hint hint, if my brother is watching. So today what I want to talk about, and this is something that we get our inspiration and discussions from many different places, and even as talking about this hurricane and everything, it came up that a lot of people, they may not want to evacuate, or they want to leave because they have the job or they have work to do. And the thing is, it's not that they have the job or they have the work, it's that they have the money that comes behind the job or the work. And I've been here, I heard this twice this week actually, about money, and especially entrepreneurs, when they start making money and they're making lots of money. If your reason for working in your business is only for the money, then you could make $1 billion and it will never be enough, because you don't have the right focus. You don't have what is the real purpose for you working. All right. And that is something that I want to talk about. It's a little bit of mindset. It's not much of marketing, but in business, especially for entrepreneurs, everybody, and there's always a turning point. But everybody starts in their online business journey with this: I need to make more money. And what I find interesting is that, and especially it was 2 years ago when I read Motivation Manifesto. And I pulled it out of the recesses the other day, so I'm probably going to read it again. But when I read that, and then also when I read the 1 Minute Millionaire, they're talking about different things, all right? And language and how we speak is very important, because it keeps us in a certain standpoint. And I hate to use the word need, all right? When I say I can't afford, I don't like to say those words, because then what you're actually saying is, and you're basically reaffirming in the universe that you cannot afford it. What you really want to say is, I choose not to. And why does that come back to, working just for money is a bad thing, all right? Any job that you do, you're going to be compensated for it. And I think compensation is probably the best way of looking at it, because there are many things that I do and I am compensated, all right, in terms of exchange of goods, all right? So I have actually coached many people and they've coached me in return. All right, but we've done an exchange, and it's called compensation. You're working in order to get something else that's of value. So if the only reason you work, or the only reason you're in your business, is because all you want is money, then all you value is the dollars, the money. But you have to think about, what is it that you value beyond that? What do you value? Free time? Do you value vacation? What was interesting this morning as well is that I pulled out a document that I completed this earlier this year, and one of the things that I saw there was Disney with Olivia and Abigail, and I don't know if that's going to be in the cards, all right, for until December, because we've got 4 more months left of the year. But I didn't put down how much ever the trip is going to cost in terms of dollar value. What I shared, what I wrote in that goal was Disney, because there's something that's always going to be valued behind the money, all right? And if you focus on that, then they're different. You could be very creative in how you achieve that, okay? So and I'm very focused on the children right now. Disney, Florida. I'm just thinking about, you know, that entire region, and it's a little it's on my chest right now. So if you see me a little choked up emotional, because having seen what went through Harvey and then seeing what is happening in the Caribbean and heading towards Florida, it's a little scary. Just thinking about a little rainfall in Trinidad and we get flooding. So I'm just a little shaken today. So excuse me. But you know, and I'm more shaken because of the source of this topic. All right. Why do we not do things because, oh, we have a job? The only job that you need to be holding on to if you're in the path of a hurricane is if you're a rescuer. Okay, if you're one of those rescue workers, everybody else leave. So that's my rant, that's my chant. Okay. So but we forget very often why we start our businesses. And very much like the example that I shared last week, if you remember, I shared this example last week. And interesting enough, when I read it, I started understanding why this company started shifting. And you would remember it was Walmart that I gave this example of. And Walmart shift, right? Walmart shifted from a focus on the community as it originally was intended to, focusing on community, the employees, and it shifted to a focus to money. And very often and that's a large corporation, and we can have millions of excuses. Well, they got big, they were opening so many stores, obviously they had to focus on the bottom line. Well, the reality is every business does focus on that, but if you only focus on that, you're not going to have a clear vision as to why you wake up every day. And I like to think of your work, whatever work it be, whether it's your job, whether it's your business, I like to think of it as what is the thing that gets you out of bed, all right, in order to basically put in all the effort and the energy and the time into whatever business it is that you're building, all right? And if the only thing that gets you out of bed is the paycheck at the end of the month, or if you're paid fortnightly, the paycheck, then you really have to sit down and think about why it is that you're even in that job, right? Because and I've seen this experience with quite a few family members actually. They jump from job to job looking for the higher pay. And as entrepreneurs, many entrepreneurs, Steve Jobs will share that with you, that story, Richard Branson, I'm sure, would share it with you, is that one of the things that is so common with all entrepreneurs is that they work for nothing for years. And I want you to take that for 1 second. I want you to take that and think that, would you get up every day and go to your job, if you're still in a job, and not get paid? And we're not talking about whether you have bills to pay or anything like that. I'm just talking about, do you have the love and the passion for what you're doing right now, that you will wake up every day and do it, even knowing that you will not get paid at the end of the month? That is the passion and the drive of an entrepreneur. Okay? Everybody who has a job, they're there and they know they're going to get paid. All right? Why is it that entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs in the first place? Because they have a passion, they have a drive, they have something beyond just the money. And you could never put words to it. You know, you could try and describe it. So I always try to describe it for you, but it's fuzzy logic, all right? Literally, it's fuzzy logic. It's like, it's that feeling, it's that gut feeling inside of you that literally pulls you out of bed. You ever get that feeling when you wake up in the morning and nothing is pulling you? It's not a horror story, but you feel like something's tugging at your leg, like it's time to get up, and it's not the alarm clock, it's not your children. It's just this feeling that's pulling at you, and it's saying, let's go, let's get this done, all right? Get it done, all right? If you get that feeling, it's because there's something inside of you, a passion that's trying to bubble up and get out and make you do something beyond what you're doing now. And you know, I'm speaking a lot, maybe to a lot of people who are probably still in the workplace, because that's where I was 4 years ago. That's where I was. And I'm not saying that I didn't like what I did, okay, because I was trained for it, I was good at it, but there was no reason outside of the paycheck for me going there. All right. And now what I do, there is a reason. It's because I get to be home. It's because I get to watch my children grow up. And it's because I get to be there. I don't have to tell a boss, hey, I'm leaving to go and pick up my kids. Or, hey, I'm going to a concert. Or, hey, my kids got soccer practice. I don't need to do that. And those are some of the reasons why you choose to get out, right, of that place that, you know, you don't seem to have that passion. Okay. Now, you're going to say, well, in a corporation, you're never going to have that passion. There's some people that do. There's some people, and maybe it's the corporation itself. Because when I worked at Caterpillar, how many ever years ago, when I worked at Caterpillar, for years, I left Caterpillar and I kept saying, we, when I refer to Caterpillar, we did this and we do this and we and we and we. Caterpillar was me and I was Caterpillar, right? And that is the passion. Okay, now if corporations aren't able to instill that in you as the employee, you have no passion other than working for money. Okay, and now let's think about if that's your mindset and you jump into entrepreneurship and you're still bringing that mindset where when I work, I must get paid. Well, then you're never going to succeed in entrepreneurship, because as an entrepreneur, you work and 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 you work day in, day out. And then maybe 4 years later, you get paid. Okay. And that is the reality of it. Do you think Jeff Bezos was making any money for the first 10 years? No. Credit and all sorts of things. Remember the stories about Richard Branson closing up the shop and running away from debt collectors. But he still showed up every day to work at that business. And that's the type of passion that you have to have. Working for just money is never going to satisfy you. It's never going to satisfy anybody. And I don't care who says, oh no, it's not the money, it's what the money brings. Okay, it's it's that passion behind it. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. And as you can see, I'm out of my slum now. I'm not too scared of what Irma's going to do to Florida right now, but I am at the same time. So anyway, that is what I wanted to share with you, because you know, sometimes as entrepreneurs we forget that we have to put in what we call put in our time. We've got to put in our time in order to build what is the future that you're looking to build. All right, so if you are still struggling with that mindset, you're thinking to yourself, well, I've been working at this for 6 months and I'm not getting anywhere, it's time to quit. Today is the day where I want to share with you, don't quit. Okay, today is the day I want to share with you that you are destined for something greater. That's why you have this idea in your mind. That's why you want to be an entrepreneur. That's why you want that freedom. Don't quit. 6 months is not enough time. A year is not enough time. 2 years is not enough time. 4 years is not enough time. 10 years is not enough time. When it's your time, it will be your time. But what you have to do is just show up every day, working, knowing that you are working for more than the money that's going to come. Not that the money that will come, the money that is going to come. It's coming. But what you have to do is be consistent, show up, and show up with the passion and the love for your business. All right? Show up with the passion and love for your business, because this is your business. This is what you are going to create for others. All right? So have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. And let us again keep Irma in people who are in the path of Irma, those who've been, you know, homes demolished, our island, our sister islands in Antigua and Barbuda, they have been just totally devastated. We want to keep them in our prayers today. And also for all of those people who, you know, still have to sit it out and wait to see what's going to happen. Okay, so have a good one. I will see you tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern. Bye now.